Hey everybody, it's Risley. I've got a new me and a new day. We're playing a same game with my same self. Let's give it a go. A grassy plain and a beetle. Okay, so we've got a new weekly starting up this time, and I've played a round or two on my own. I do have to say, it's a very unique weekly. Like, I feel like, in terms of just the classic synergies that you normally are looking for in a weekly, this one's really messed up. It's kind of all over the place. We're gonna be some glistering beavers. Classic name, beautiful name. Can glistering beavers beat the untouched kilts? Oh, untouched, unsoiled by human hands. Well, that's pretty fancy. I mean, I can't really blame you. Shiny beavers versus the cleanest kilt you've ever seen in your life? I mean, that sounds a lot cooler than mine. We will not combine the pill bugs, just because I would like the double buff on the beetle, I guess is what we're doing right now. But I will combine you if only because I love an otter. I think an otter is amazing, and I cannot reject him. Look at that cute little face, holding his little baby shell, one of the few animals that has their very own physical prop, except their little hats. That makes him so darn unique, so darn special, and so easily sold, honestly, on this next turn. I'm feeling when you're really like, oh, I love you so much, you're doing so much for the team, okay, bye. It was nice while it lasted. That's one thing about the squid, right? Spend one trumpet, give the first enemy ink. It's weird because this is such a unique ability, like it's got its very own thing, the concept of ink, that you would think that it would be better. But it's only a tier 2, and I think it kind of sucks, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip on that. But I will say that I recognize your existence, and you're definitely in the noggin. If ever there comes a day where I think, squid should really be on the menu, I'll keep you in mind. Okay, they're jetpacking in, and they're also running a 1.5 pill bug. They're copying me, and by virtue of that, we must win. Oh, they had perfectly the amount of units to get rid of my big boy, though. A pig and a guy with detective hats? A pig with a detective hat? Okay, that's unbeatable. Technically speaking, there was no way we were going to get out of that one anyway. Would we like to level? We would not, although you should say you should level. It's kind of a waste of all this space here if you're not doing it. I just gave you some meat. Am I going to immediately replace it with a croissant? Because in the long term, like, this is basically... in 4 turns, this will have, like, completely equipped the purpose of the meat. We will do it. It feels very wasteful, but you know what? A little bit of stats with yourself, you're gonna get a little bit of stats next turn when we finally get this green beetle out of here, leveled up and gone, most likely. So, that's the hard part, right? Okay, a jellyfish. I personally feel like a jellyfish scales not very quickly, such that historically I don't really like using it. But then I've seen other people use it so often that I'm like, I don't know, is it great? Is it amazing? A jellyfish? It seems like it just kind of stops scaling at one point, because you can't really assume that you're going to keep leveling things after you get, like, a set squad, you know? So it feels kind of wasteful, but you can get out of here, even though I admit I have been giving you my buff, so it's a little bit of a waste there. I'm going to do this purely because it's another level 2. I don't really want it, and I would definitely like to pill it. Sadly, there are no pills. If I had known that pills were not in the weekly before I bought the first one, would I have still bought it? That's a great question. We should ponder on that a little bit. Okay, additional question though. You are technically giving health, but not a ton, so this is probably still worth it if I wasn't a dum-dum and didn't realize I did not have enough money to buy something right now. So instead we're gonna run Tragedy. Tragedy is a 4 squad, running a flamingo and a penguin. I don't know, I feel like we've got a decent amount of stats, actually. Like, our beetle and that jellyfish, they're a little beefy. They got a croissant and some fruit. That's some healthy living right there. Okay, joke's on you. You can't kill things with a woodpecker in this day and age. You think just because in the past they were all that they're still all that now? And, oh, level 2 dog saves the day. Oh, saves the day and we win. I absolutely did not think we were gonna win that one. My brain said nay. But here's this, and I could delete something just for the one otter, but, like, I can't, even if I can't, like, use the flamingo in the long run, I can't kill it just for that. Oh, but would I kill it for an owl? I would. Thanks for asking, I would do that for an owl. Do we have any hurt triggers? The answer is no, which means we're running a temporary hedgehog. We must emphasize the temporary. And I do realize the lack of flamingo now is quite sad, because now our penguin is only being half as good. He's just like a turn apple. A 4/6 statted animal that gives 1 apple a turn. Is that worth it? Is that worth the amount of space that he's taking up? Technically things, he did stuff in the past, even if he's not doing it now, so I guess he's still worth in concept? In terms of his lifelong career goals, he's somewhat worth. Another defeat. In the eyes of defeat, what do we do? What do we do, my friends? We win the next round. So you get Manatee. End of turn. Take 5 damage and give the nearest friend a head. +2. Okay, so that seems like perfect to go with you. I will admit I would like to replace someone with a woodpecker, although I did just diss the other guys. However, I want you. You're doing that. This guy is just strong. You kind of suck. Should I get rid of my jellyfish or my natural scaler? I mean, I guess this guy isn't really scaling much. Not that I really want to keep the beetle in the long run, but I feel like this is the short-term answer in terms of living. And I have 3 gold, so take 10 less damage from abilities twice. In battle, I'm gonna put this on this guy just because I'm curious if his ability to hurt himself... Oh wow, it didn't work. Twice, and it's infinite? So him with a potato in the shop just gives, like, he won't die? That's pretty crazy. A secret synergy for this pet that I only just found recently. The fact that his potatoes were, like, glowing red, though. Like, they changed color. Is it gonna permanently be doing that? Is it not, actually? Does he only get to use that potato power twice in the shop, and maybe the potatoes will go away or something? It still says twice with the wording, so I feel like it's still doing something. Double otter. It's really hard to want to skip on these things, my friend. You know what? I also hadn't even considered the concept of him leveling and becoming amazing. Okay, so you're gonna get hit twice. Does your potato disappear? Okay. So 3 gold in order for the manatee to not take 10 damage. That's pretty good. I mean, if this thing's leveled up ability of giving stats is like pretty radical, that could totally be worth buying a potato once a turn, you know? Our rooster has gotten to the point where he's actually capable of doing things in fights. That's amazing. They grow up so gosh darn fast. You know what makes you cry sometimes? How sad. They grow up so gosh darn fast. So you can do that, and you can level. And then you gotta say, well, I have to get this crow in here. And these guys actually are good enough to actually start using our full-on penguin. Which means that you would say, get rid of him. But he actually does things. You know what? It's really sad to get rid of a unit with this many stats. However, the whole point of this crow play, right, is to get our rooster to level 2. And at this point, he will now guarantee the buff to him and the manatee. So I think this was the way to go. We're gonna save both of these guys just because they are amazing units. I do think a boar is probably better than a woodpecker in the long run, so... we won't die this turn at the very least. We've got 2 health. We are guaranteed life despite how many stupid decisions we may make, but next turn, though, that's where it all comes together. Next turn is the way. Okay, your dumb fish totally wrecked my whole thing. Can we get past this? We cannot. Well, thank goodness that we still have 1 health left. Perhaps I'm doing a pivot of dreams that was never meant to survive, but we're still going to commit to it because at this point, what do we have to lose? The game? That's not that important, is it? Just the game? So I think this combination could be amazing. I would really love to give him some sort of protective gear. Is there no protective gear? I think this might be the first weekly that I've seen that has no garlic, no melon armor. Nothing. Okay, well I guess you have to go based off pure stats, so I could give you that, or... 6644. Okay. This would be the most useful poodle ever. Sadly, I'm just not feeling it right now, so we're gonna skip on that. Follow-up question. I would love to be able to use... Oh my god, I have to give that guy have we skipped any potatoes? I completely forgot about the manatee's whole thing being potato power. Oh, he's lost so much HP as a result of that. He's been giving good stats, though. Like, what stats? +4, +2? That's pretty good. Oh, 1 kill? Come on, I expected more of you. I expected so much more of you. Our chicks, I feel like, should be stronger than that at this point. And we go for a draw, which is good enough. Good enough for 1 hot second. Like, this is a tier 6 animal, right? The catfish? Tier 6, you say, tier 6 must be amazing, must be stunning. I feel like of all of the buy-sell abilities in the game, though, the only one that really feels worth it to, like, keep on your squad just to utilize a catfish is like a cow. And so obviously sometimes the cow is not going to be in the pack, which it isn't this time. I think the only thing that really does anything here is the zebra. But you don't want to keep like an otter. Like, you don't want an otter from your team from the beginning of the game. That's not really worth a catfish, right? Give 3 +1/+1. That's like, eh. And then what else even is there? Buy abilities? I guess if you had a level 3 zebra, it might be somewhat worth it to do also a catfish. Half your squad just to enable that sort of situation. Now, I am going to sell the tiger just to do this maneuver. And this is purely based off of my hope that we instantly find another one. This is good. This is apparently free money. Ka-ching. Use a sell ability. Maybe if the wish cast could also trigger sell abilities, that would make it like seem much more of a tier 6 sort of level. So we can either roll 3 times, or we can run one of these temporarily, plus my chocolate. I think we're gonna do this just because I'm lazy. And Manatee's gonna kill himself next turn. Sadly, okay, maybe we actually should have rolled for a donut. That might have actually been more useful than anything else we've got going on here. No trumpets, you're garbage, you do nothing. A 1-2. What a beautiful addition. You know what? That happened to perfectly place itself just to save that man's life. If that otter hadn't done that so randomly, that would have been, he would have been a goner. He would have been getting on. Insane. Still 1? Come on, boar. You were supposed to be the pivot of the century, and you're coming in here saying that you can't even kill one guy? Oh, gross. No. Hey, close? Oh, almost though. Almost. Alright, Vulture. We will run it back. I don't even know how many wins that was. Maybe I should start paying more attention. You don't have to get 10 wins to feel like you've actually won this game, so maybe I should care more about, like, what did I get? Like 6, 8, 5, maybe 3? Did I lose every round? Who's to say? A second possum. Okay, we're running awesome possum squad. We've got an otter in the back and an insolent president in front. First fight. We have the power of backpacks and scooters. You have the power of a leaf. Oh, yeah, that's the same team. You know what has been confuzzling me for so long now? I was under the impression that if your last unit summoned a trumpet, that it didn't summon the dog. Like, the dog would only come out if it was, like, in the front. Because I've seen instances in which the trumpet didn't activate, and I don't know if I was just confused as to what was going on in those specific situations, but I swear, at some points, there are times when it doesn't activate. Even if it is there and willing to help. Even if the dog is in the background clawing to get out of his release cage, saying, I need to help my friends, they're dying, as he slowly watches his team be decimated by a single hippo, and it just doesn't let him come out. Isn't that tragic? Isn't that sad? You never really think about the backstories with all these animals. Sometimes you just gotta realize that it's not all about you. It's not all about the super, sometimes it's about the pets. Okay, 2 of you guys. We will increase you because you've got the best stats, so you're the most likely to follow us to the endgame, and I guess a bee, actually? Yeah, a bee. So now you summon a 2/2 dog and a bee. He's basically a one-person summon squad, all by his lonesome. If we actually had something that does anything with summoners, that could be pretty rad. Whoa, it's exactly us except an otter. Wait, your guy actually did something? With him? Oh, man. Concept. 5 groundhogs and 1 frill dragon in the back? It's a pretty beefy dog. Plus the stats the frill dragon get, you would think that that would actually be good enough to do something. Okay, I learned my lesson, Mr. Flamingo. You're very tempting, and yet it is not actually time for you. More possums. Well, if you're gonna give them to me, I guess I can't refuse. I don't like any of these units, however, I do say, a cherry, buying 1 cherry is basically buying a bee that's twice as good as itself. So I do respect it. You know, just like throwing a cherry on all the early game people, that's definitely something that you could do, and I feel valid about it. Question, we just scrolled past a salamander. Start of battle. Do we have many start of battles? I feel like there aren't almost any. A crab? Start of battle, frill dragon. Okay, but you suck and you're very... Okay, I think that this is not the best week for the salamander, although he is like a really... Of all of the like tier 1, tier 2s, like of tiny tier level pets, I feel like he has one of the biggest potentials to be amazing. You know, get so much attack, flip it with a lollipop, and they get so much health back. But it's very conditional. You really have to have the available shop to get it out of there. We didn't kill his fish. Our dog can kill your fish. And then that beef dragon is the chunkiest dragon I've ever seen. I'm not even sad that it killed me, because honestly, can you respect it? Well, I don't respect it because I honestly hate frill dragons. So, a crow. So, we'll do a manatee, and I guess we literally are just gonna go big possum from here on out. You can come in next time. I've got this chocolate saved. I will admit, I don't really want anything in my current team to, like, stay. I would like them all to vanish in the night, if possible, so that I don't have to manually kill them, because honestly that makes me feel really guilty and kind of lacking as a parent, but... Awesome Possum. Manatee will kill itself. Otter we're gonna use one more time. Hey, you can't just shoot an otter! Look at his face! He has tiny nebby arms. You think that you can shoot him and he has literally no chance of throwing that shell at you because his tiny nebby arms are not big enough to do anything? I guess we could run a puppy. But I don't wanna. I guess we could do it, but I just really don't wanna. Buy, sell. And you know what? I'm not gonna use this on a level 3 possum, right? There's no point in a level 3 possum. This guy, on the other hand, give the nearest from behind 6 health? Plus 2 trumpets, plus 2. Maybe we can get off on that sturgeon fish. I mean, it's only a tier 3, but I have seen 1 or 2 endgame teams which used a sturgeon fish in front of something that like had crazy health benefits, like a pufferfish or something, and it really goes off, my dude. That guy can commit a murder. Look at that blank little black eyeball. That is full of murderous intent and despair. Tragic backstories reach tragic enemies. The weakness sucks. The weakness is so bad. Originally, when ink was brought in, I thought it was just actually weakness, plus it also made you weaker, and I was like, ooh, leveled up weakness. It's actually just stinky weakness. So you can actually have health as well. So this is kind of a squad, and you can have a potato, so that you can use your little thingy at least twice more before this guy dies. A Doberman, you know what? I've never used a Doberman. I think that they seem extremely hard to use. However, in terms of a team that I give no craps about getting rid of almost completely, this is one of them. You know, getting rid of this possum is going to hurt a little bit, but maybe if we just start scaling this Doberman... I was going to say with the addition of the sturgeonfish, but actually he's going to have to go if we want this Doberman to do anything. I don't know if we really have the health to start such a major pivot, but we sure can try. At least then I could say that I've tried the Doberman, and therefore my decision to say that I don't like it will seem more valid than ever before. So you can have that scaling much more. And none of you matter, but here's more scaling. And let's see here. So we need tier 5s. We're not gonna get any. And I don't really want any of you guys. I guess this is better than your B. Okay, sure. What is this, like 2 trumpets? Man, you suck. Groundhog sucks. I mean, I'm kind of committed to it at this point, because otherwise our sturgeonfish isn't going to do nothing, but man. A level 2 and your whole second level ability was just doing 1 more trumpet, like a second honey. I guess it's kind of like leveling a bear, except you don't get any of the benefits of breaking armor and crap like that. Okay, jellyfish. You're extremely beefy, and you've got a squid friend behind you, so I will admit you are scaring me at least a tad. Normally I would have been able to kill that. Weak? Weak? Alright, super weak. What was that, 4 wins plus? Okay, 1. We are on lethal. Death approaches silently in the background. Okay, here, question. Level in order to get the 5 to start this pivot, or you in hopes that we actually are able to do something? I think we're gonna go for this. That's not what I wanted to see. And it was also very dangerous of me to decide to get rid of that guy, because now our sturgeonfish doesn't do anything. But we have to start doing things. Things such as buying any 5s and 6s the thing offers us, because we have to do something at some point. Okay. We could actually sell both these guys, because he's not going to be doing anything right now. Oh my god, 12 health? That's crazy, right? You can max out a dude's health in like 2 turns. That's a pretty strong. The sturgeonfish. I don't know, we're kind of sleeping on the sturgeonfish. But yeah, concept. Next turn, sell both of those for anything. Anything at all. Hopefully something good, but honestly I would take anything. That's very apparent by the fact that I took a hyena and a beluga whale, neither of which I expect to do much of anything for us. Oh, you're also running Big Possum. If I had had coconut armor, I would have wrecked your world, you lucky dog. Extremely lucky dog, because now we're gone. Alright. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.